Welcome back to Behind the Scenes episode number 4. We're going to talk through the edit work that I do this time. We're going to talk a little bit about this camera thing that I did here, and we'll see how it goes. This particular video, I did a couple things new. The first one, obviously, is this, right? I thanks Jason, Jason Stats. I saw his post today about video placement or camera placement, and why not give it a try? We'll change it up a little bit, see how different it is, see how I like it, see how I like talking in this direction. I also read a couple different articles about that same topic, just to make sure I wasn't way out of line. The biggest challenge that I find for myself, especially in the work that I'm doing here, is that I'm looking this way toward a monitor. I put myself on that screen for a while as well, and so I will have to continue to train myself to not look at those things instead and look instead here. And so I'll continue to play around with the placement of this. I would love the fan to not be here, but I like the full room look because I have these plants that I keep alive, right? It takes a lot of work. It's interesting for me, right? It's intentional. Everything back here was intentional, so being able to share it all seems like a good idea. And then in the video itself, I did a couple of different things as well. The first one is that there were a couple times where I slipped up pretty badly, and so I just stopped and then restarted. There was one section that in the end I didn't really like the content that I was delivering, so I think there's a big section that I'll cut out. It's almost a minute long, but it was explaining a graph that really didn't need much explanation in the end. So we'll chop that up, and then we'll see what I started this conversation while I was waiting on Clipchamp to start. So hopefully it's ready now. We'll take a look and we'll get into the nuts and bolts of this behind the scenes episode. All right, it was totally wrong. It wasn't ready to go. So it is now. I ran into this problem, and I've run into this problem before actually, where if you don't wait for the video to load in Clipchamp before you exit from where it may be housed otherwise, it doesn't always load the whole way. So this has happened to me now twice. So we'll get into it now. I'm going to start at the end. That's my favorite place to start because it just is easier to cut the end off first. One of the things that I've done here too is I continue to let it go for a while. Also, one of my favorite YouTube channels to watch. She ends her videos that way. She did Game of Thrones style breakdowns and stuff, and I just loved watching her videos. And she always ended her videos with "See you in the next one." So I liked to do. I like that I got to do that this time. Hopefully, that isn't that big of a deal. I guess we'll find out. We're gonna do some chopping here. So I'm gonna go to 723, and I'm going to it. And then from 723, I wanted to restart at 728, and so I think that I should be able to do that. So I spent some time here working through the video. It took me a long time, did a bunch of edits. It was a lot of quiet noise. But I also want to create a thumbnail. But I think this time maybe I won't do that via PowerPoint. So we'll see what comes up through the YouTube update. But I do like I said, there was a lot of information around this one, a lot of stuff to cut out. So okay, and so I've finished reviewing the video. I finished doing everything that I wanted to do there. I'm gonna upload it to YouTube now, and then I'll come back and review this one. So thank you for watching this episode. of Behind the Scenes episode 0.4. See you on the next one.